All right, so welcome back to part three of the great Uber Tesla Hertz debate. And without further ado, let's just get into it here. So what I did is I took a Tesla rental. I went online, looked to the Tesla website for a 2021 used Model Y, and obviously my Cadillac XT6. And I did a comparison of a monthly, weekly, and daily breakdown of your cost of operating these vehicles. So we know that the Uber rental, they say it's $334 a month, but we know it's $400. That's verified. It bounces between $390 and $400 a week. All right. We know that if you go online, you can look this up for yourself. A used 2021 Model Y was $1,200 a month, and my Cadillac, obviously, I know the payment, $675 a month. I broke that down by week. $400 a week, $300 a week, and $169 a week. The cost per day just to have the car in the parking lot, you didn't even start it yet. $57 for the rental, $43 if you own your own, $22.50 to own my Caddy. The benefit of a rental is your insurance is already included in the car. I call Geico, my insurance company. It runs about the same for the Model Y as it does for my XT6, which is about $200 a month. So that's $6.67 a day. I'm dividing everything by 30 days on average. And now maintenance, okay? And I did this in a video on my personal breakdown. I'll link it up here for you. Sorry, I had to do a Biden scratch. Maintenance, I always do 1% of the monthly payment. So the monthly payment on the Tesla to own it's $1,200, so that's $12 a day. On my car, it's $6.75 a day. When you bring fuel into it, right? The Tesla, on average, based on 200 miles a day, you're going to spend about $10 as long as you're charging up off peak hours. If you're charging on peak hours, it's probably going to be a little more. I got this number based on all the people I've seen across YouTube and a couple people that I've spoken to. This is about what they're paying per day. When you rent the vehicle, you got to pay for your charging. In a lot of instances, Tesla, if you buy the package or if you buy the car new, they'll give you charging or supercharging for an X amount of time. But for argument's sake, $10 a day. Based on 200 miles a day at $4.30 a gallon, because I can run 87 in my truck, works out to $36 a day. As fuel comes down, obviously this number changes a little bit. It's a variable. But for argument's sake, that's where we're at. So my daily totals and monthly totals to have the vehicle and to work the vehicle, the rental wins. $67 a day, $2,000 a month. On the owning the Tesla, you're looking at $72 a day. And owning the Cadillac XT6, you're looking at $72 a day. $21.50, $21.57. The $7 is negligible. But I wanted to be accurate. So we know what it costs a day to operate these vehicles. Now, platforms. Well, this is where it gets a little different. On the rental, you cannot drive for Lyft at all. It is strictly Uber. So you have to be okay with just driving for Uber. And you know your market. You know what's stronger. You know if Uber's stronger. You know if Lyft is stronger. On the rental, you can drive X Shared, X, Comfort, Green. Some markets now have Green Comfort or Comfort Green, whatever they're calling it. I know Eddie out in Austin, driving in style. He's got it. You do get Premier in most markets with the Uber rental. That is huge because that is going to be your best paying platform. Problem is, sometimes you got to wait for those rides. So you got to be operating on all these platforms because you have to make at least $67 a day. Uber Eats and Uber Connect. If you don't know what Uber Connect is, I don't know if it's in all markets. It's like Uber Amazon. You're delivering packages. Okay, so you get a total of 8 platforms with the rental. If you own the vehicle, own the Tesla, or if you own Cadillac XT6 or any other vehicle that's an XL, right, a luxury XL, you're going to get a total of 12 platforms each. The difference is, obviously, you get all the same platforms as the X car or as the rental, but you get also Lyft. So you can get Lyft Shared, Lyft Lux Black. I have checked in my market. You would have to check in yours. But the Model S, the Model Y, and the Model X all qualify for Lux Black in the Miami market, which is Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach. So that's good. On the Cadillac XT6, it's a little different. Obviously, I don't get the green or the green comfort, but what I do pick up is the XL. And XL is a very good paying platform. And I'll be honest with you, anybody driving an SUV, they'll tell you XL is what they get the most of. And then on Lyft, I could do Lyft Shared, I could do Lyft, Lux Black, and then the unicorn, Lux Black XL. Now, let me tell you, Lux Black XL is huge. I did one time a mile, I did a Lux Black XL ride that went like a mile and a half, paid $25. Huge. But I've also done Lux Black XLs where it's gone like 30 miles and paid out $150, $160, $170. So, but they're far and few between. So I digress. So overall, the rental, 8 platforms, and you're dedicated to Uber. You work for Uber or with Uber. I'm not going to say for, with. If you own the Tesla outright and it's the 5-seater in the Model Y, you get 12 platforms. If you have a Cadillac XT6, which if you didn't know is the baby Escalade, I get 12 platforms, but I pick up XL, which pays better, and Lyft Lux Black XL, which pays better. Okay, these numbers are just solely based on people I've spoken to and my own personal experience. If you're driving the rental, you're looking at about $25 an hour on average over a month. You can't look at it as a week. I know there's people out here, they're stacking 12, 1,500, 2,000 a week, but you really have to look at the average person. They're not putting in 80 hours a week. So it's $25 an hour. In order to make this nut here, $2,000 a month, you got to put in 80 hours. Your first 80 hours of every month goes just for the car, right? And that's 19 hours a week. If you own it, you're going to look at $30 an hour. And the reason why I'm basing this number closer to this number is because you have Lyft, the availability of Lyft. And because you can get Lux Black, and believe me, they're more common than you think. A lot of people have been bumping up to that Lux Black. You can make $30 an hour. Same thing with the XT6. I average, you guys have seen it in my past videos, about $30 an hour. You're going to have to put in 17 hours a week or 71 hours a month. Big difference here, 9 hours a month. That's just based on what you need for the car. That's not based on, anything else you do. Once you get, so as an example, if I put in 19 hours a week, well, we'll say 20 hours a week just for the car, the next 10 or 20 hours is all profit, right? Well, here, I don't have to put in the 19 hours a week to get that same profit. I can put in 34 hours a week where you're putting in 38 hours a week. You understand what I mean? It multiplies as you go up, the more hours you put in. Same thing with the XT6, 72 hours a month just for the car, 18 hours a week. First 18 hours a week, got to pay for the car. So, what else we got? That's just the numbers. I got to be honest, I don't see a real winner here. Like, there's nothing that dominates to me other than the amount of time that you're going to have to spend on the platform, right? If you're renting, you're going to have to spend more time on the platform. You're going to make a little bit less an hour, but you got to spend more time on the platform. Even if I took the XT6 out, owning versus renting. Now, I get it. Not everybody can go out and afford to buy a $1,200 a month car, right? Listen, let's be honest. $80,000 vehicle. It's flipping expensive, man. And people can't do it. So renting the vehicle gives you that opportunity to drive a Tesla, right? And you can use it for your own personal use. The only drawback is you're limited to one app. That's the difference. Another intangible, right? Another intangible I got here is your fuel time. For me, in the gas powered vehicle, I can pull up, be fueled up in 10 minutes, and I'm out. Yes, I pay for that at the pump, but I can be out in 10 minutes. If you got to charge up in either of the Teslas, right, whether you own it or you rent it, you're looking at about a half hour to 45 minutes to get you your 80%, 90%, and you're back on the road. The advantage to you there gives you a chance to take a break. You can turn the apps off, right? And you're only paying about $10 a day for electricity. So that's an advantage. The disadvantage is if you're in a hot market and they're popping like that and there's good surge, and you're out of juice, you're going to have to wait. And then the maintenance. The maintenance is the biggest thing. With the rental, you don't have to worry about it. Downside to the rental. At any given time, they can recall that rental. They might need it for something else. I don't think they would do that, but they might. Also, Hertz has a bad habit of, after you've returned the rental, of reporting you for stealing the car. If you guys haven't seen that article, you need to look at it. Look it up. There's a big lawsuit going on with that. And a couple of Uber drivers have gotten hammered, not with the Tesla rentals, but with other rentals. So something you got to be aware of. It's something in their system that's jacked up. And then the last thing, I think, if you're renting, you can turn it in anytime you want. Walk away from it and you're done. There's no commitment there. If you're going to buy the vehicle, whether it's a Tesla, Cadillac XT6, whatever, you are now committed from anywhere from 3 to 6 years on these vehicles. They're not cheap. They're just not. And if you're just starting out, or if you're just trying to make a living and stacking your money and getting yourself in a position to do something else, the rental might not be a bad idea. Like I said, I don't see any real winners here. I just don't. And so, I think it's going to be a matter of personal preference. I know my buddy Rideshare Dave down here runs a couple of Facebook groups across the country. Well, I shouldn't say that. He runs some large Facebook groups across the country. He likes the idea of the rental. Me, I think I do better with my XT6. So anyway, that's my opinion. That's all it is my opinion. Based on the numbers, there's no difference. I think it's all negligible. So let me know what you think, what you decide. I did not include the new Hyundai Iconic in this video because you can't rent the Hyundai Iconic from Uber. So all those other electric cars, they don't matter. They're not relevant. All right. In the next couple of days, I did some Amazon shopping, which I think you guys are going to like. We're going to get into more of the maintenance videos. I got a couple of items. One gets here today, then another tomorrow, and another on Sunday. For what they cost, I think you guys are going to like them. Hell, they might even help you get you better tips. With that said, I'm Vinny Cuz. Appreciate you. Hit the buttons down below, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.